Greetings everybody, Dream here and welcome back to Star Stable. It is now week 3 of the Equestrian Festival and we got some new stuff going on. Mostly it's just new races, again. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. We can do races. We had a little bit of a problem this morning with Star Stable. When they did the update, there was a bug with the race that's going to be with McHorse here. But he caused a problem and apparently the board stopped working and people who did the stuff this morning missed out on their points. I'm going to move from here because there's too many people right here. So let me move over here. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Come on, let me pick that up. Let me pick that up. Let me pick that up. Okay. Thank you. For whatever reason, that wasn't working. Okay. Maybe because I have my UI turned off. I don't know. But that wasn't working. Anyway. McHorse's little quest board there wasn't working. So folks who did the stuff early this morning ended up with no points. But don't fear, folks. The ones of us who get to play it later get our points, but it only takes about 4 days, approximately, to get all the points we need for this board. So, it would have been nice if they restored the points to the people who lost them, but at the same time, yeah, they didn't do that, so, oh well, it happens. Anyway, so we're in week 3 of the Equestrian Festival. So we got a new race with McHorse and Jenica. We also got a new coat variation of the Swedish Warm Blood. It's a chestnut pinto. I'm riding a chestnut pinto, but this is not the Swedish Warm Blood. This is the Selle Francais. We got some new outfits. We've got some quizzes. And the quizzes are easy, for the most part. We also have a little activity for lessons, which is basically almost, it's not lunging, but it's combining, it's kind of combining lunging with dressage. And by what I mean is the mechanics themselves. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to it. But basically you are just going through the different gates, but you're hitting little target circles on the ground like you would in dressage. Or at least how Star Stable has dressage. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Also, if you hear any fans or whatever in the background, I'm actually running a ventilation system in my house right now because we had a termite swarm come through and some of them were getting in to my house from the ventilation. So I have to have that running for now just to try to keep them from going through it. They have found other ways of getting in, but there hasn't been that many of them. I don't think it's I think I know which type of termite it is, but I'm not sure. I just know that I have to kill them on sight because my cats can't kill them on sight. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look at some stuff here. Whoops, no, not that one. Let's see what we got for available quests. Dark Rider in Moorland. This is to get the last race for Sabine. I still gotta record that whole quest line. This technically doesn't count towards Sabine's quest line, but I'll include that in with my recording of Sabine's quest. You get the equine quiz, you get the introductory riding lesson, and the co-horsination, which is with Jenica and McHorse. So let's go ahead and do the co-horsination. All of the stuff is down here, so let's go ahead and talk to Jenica. Alright. Cohorsination. Samantha, McHorse would like your assistance. Alright. We get 150, 20, and 350 plus 10 tokens and 1 McHorse point. Let's do this. As you know, McHorse face is stuck with his near and dear rear for the foreseeable future. But I don't think anyone has missed that they've had some trouble in their teamwork. So I suggested they try a simple show jumping course, and you can be there to show them how it's done. There they come. Skippity doo dah, skippity. All right, let's take this nice and easy. Right, McHorse rear? Rumble. All right, we're gonna do this. And I will not be able to read off McHorse's dialogue. I may just go ahead and leave this one unsped up because it's kind of funny. So let's just see. Listen, pony legs, we are supposed to jump over obstacles, not run around them. All right. Well, that was a thing. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to hit. All right. What was even the point of the obstacles? All right. Let's see. I believe the lessons are over here. Ginny Trotter. Hey, you. Want to take the chance to bond a bit more with your horse? All right, this is what we get. Welcome, Samantha. My name is Ginny Trotter, and I'm here at the festival to provide a small riding clinic for all riders. We begin with the basics to warm you up, and finish with some more fun sprints. The goal is to work on the teamwork and bond between you and Robin. In this lesson, I'll be telling you the gate to be in when you arrive at these targets. If you aren't in the correct gate, then when you arrive at the target, the instruction will repeat until the correct gate is hit at the next target. Let's get this started with a walk to the first target. That was it for the introductory. Let's go ahead and talk to Ginny. Good job on your first lesson. Keep at it. Practice makes perfect. Alright, so after this, she's going to give a more of a higher level one. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, this is going to be too short of a video. So, I may do another round of this one. But, let's do the horse quiz. there's not a lot for this update. The horse quiz is over here. I mean, I could do Sabine stuff, but... Alright, let's talk to Sandy. Welcome to the Equestrian Festival's very own equine quiz. I'm your host, Sandy. All you need to do is answer 4 questions correctly in order to get spring tokens. But if you get a question wrong, don't fret. You can always try again. Are you up for the challenge? Of course. Okay. We don't only get spring tokens, we get a blue whale plushie. Now, this is completely out of left field because it's not related to the event in any way. But I've seen somebody somewhere say maybe it was meant for the summer days and then they just changed their mind. Who knows? But yeah, we get a new little whale plushie when we complete this. So let's do the equine quiz. It's not that hard. Here we are, ready to start the quiz of the day. Here's your first question. Look at this sweet Norker. Can you tell me what the name of its coat color? It is a gray. That's right. The coat color with white or gray hairs over dark skin is called gray. This is a Dartmoor pony. But what actually makes a horse a pony? Can you tell me the difference between horses and ponies? It is their size. That's correct. You measure a horse at the withers, the tallest point of its back. Any horse smaller than 148 centimeters or 14.2 hands is a pony. And any horse taller than that is a horse. Alright, this is the Baroness's of Silverglade favorite horse breed, the English Thoroughbred. What is this breed famous for? It is famous for racing. Yes, the English Thoroughbred is the dominating horse breed in the racing industry. It's a very versatile breed though, and you may even see retired racers competing in other disciplines after their racing career. This Andalusian is wearing a specific style of tack. By looking at it, what equestrian sport would you expect this horse to be performing in? So this one almost tripped me up this morning, but I know it's not dressage. Reining is more Western, and this is not a Western get-up. So working equitation. Okay. Yes, Iberian-style saddles are common in working equitation. I will one day know how to pronounce that word. Depending on the class or what country you're competing in, you might also be able to compete in Western or dressage saddles. And that was the last question. Well done. Come see me back at my station and you'll receive your award. Alright, so let's talk to her again. You're on the road to becoming a horse expert. Feel free to come back and test your knowledge again. I'll be here for you with a new question of the day, once a day. Oh, and here's a reward for your efforts. Okay, now, I have a thought on this. Because the intro questions are the same for everybody, but are the daily questions different? I'll find out in a second, because I'm actually going to do this a second time so we can see. Because somebody else may comment and say, hey, my questions were different. So, let's just see. I may not read all her dialogue, but... Hey, ready to put that noggin to work? Of course. And then here's what you get for this. Alright, let's get started. First question. Alright, wow. Look at that fluffy mane. This is a black forest horse. Do you know what country it originates from? It's going to be the same questions for everybody, apparently. So this one's Germany. Correct. This horse originates from the... I'm not going to be able to pronounce that region of southwestern Germany. So for any Germans who are watching this, I'm sorry, I cannot speak German. I can iterate some words, but I can't speak the language, so I'm not going to try to butcher that pronunciation. The Goldspur family here in the Harvest counties is known for breeding this breed of horse. What is the name of this breed? Arabian, Maori, and Brabant. Here's the funny thing. Brabant is going to be the next horse that's going to be released. So I'm pretty sure they've had Brabant on the quizzes before, like ages ago. But I think it's Brabant. I keep wanting to say Brabant, but I think it's Brabant. I'll have to look up that pronunciation, so don't at me if I get the pronunciation wrong. It's Arabian anyway. Indeed, this is an Arabian horse. The Arabian is known as one of the oldest horse breeds in the world. Jacob Goldspur has been breeding Arabians for as long as anyone can remember. In recent years, he's also broadened his horizons to a crossbreed called the Batavian. Funny thing is, Arabians are bred with almost every breed of horse in the world to do different things. This Andalusian is wearing a specific style of tack. Okay, we've already had this question. It's working equitation, so I don't need to go over that one again. All right. Oh, big guy. This is a Shire horse. What is this breed most known for? Their chilled temperament, the feathering around their hooves, or their size? That's right. The Shire horse is generally known as the largest horse breed in the world. And that was the last question. Well done. Come back to my station and you'll receive your reward. All right, so give her another chat. All right. So we only get the tokens and stuff. I am going to get this taken care of. All right. That's technically all the stuff that was added today. Let's go take a look at this Swedish warm blood that they added recently. Oh, the lag, the lag, the lag, the lag. So much lag. It's not as bad, but my frames do drop because of... Alright, let's see here. It's not initially showing here. However, let's go ahead and see if I can find it. There you are. So this is the new Swedish warm blood that has been added. Somebody was saying, don't these two horses, are they the same chestnut base? And the answer is, actually they are slightly different. So... yeah, they're slightly different. They're not quite the same, but they're close. They're really close to being the same. I think most of the differences I'm seeing is around in the head with the shading. But yeah, they're almost identical. But not quite. So our friend here is, I just say a chestnut pinto because the term Overo, Tovero, Tobiano, etc., those all go over my head. So I just say a chestnut pinto. And I'm starting just to go back and saying pinto instead of all the proper terminology because I ain't got time for trying to figure out what these horses are. And I know I'll have people yelling at me later, but anyway. So, I usually look to see if they have hidden hearts on these pinto coats. I don't see anything, at least offhand. Although I thought I saw a hidden Mickey a second ago, but maybe I just was seeing things. So, I mean, it's a pinto. We wanted pintos for the warm bloods since most of the warm bloods that have been released have been solid coats. It looks like a nice pinto. I'd probably get it when it's on sale. Take a bow. Yeah, I'd probably get this horse when it's on sale. I don't need another full price horse. I know I have enough star coins to buy it, but nah, I'm gonna wait. I like waiting until they're on sale when I want to get extra coats of the breed. But yeah, so that was technically everything from the event. There's no champ about to start. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do Sabine's race over in Moorland. Let's go ahead and go do that. I know I've been skipping all of Sabine's stuff in terms of recording it, but that's because I plan on recording it on my other account. However, because this is such a short thing, I'm going to go ahead and include Sabine's race. Alright. Hi, Sabine.
Uh-huh.
Is there something you want? Just a chat.
Ah.
My peers exhibit more discipline and precision than you do, so it's just odd to see you here. Are you nervous? You look nervous. Maybe you should run across the road and play with those house cat and puppy dog riding clubs. Let's see here. Harsh. Me, nervous, haha. No, cough. Don't act like you don't know me. Oh, don't act like you know me. Alright. I wish I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, you caught me when I was bored, so I may as well finish this conversation. None of the courses in Jorvik are challenging enough for my recruits, so I designed one. It isn't really for kids who play with horses, so maybe it's not for you. Uh-huh. We'll see about that. None of my riders are on it at the moment, so if you aren't afraid to embarrass yourself, I suppose you can try the course. Okay, person, I'm not going to stand on you.
Ha.
Are you sure you want to do this? Of course. Of course. Alright. So, this course, the initial run of it, goes one way, but the daily course actually has different routes. And I think it just depends on when. It doesn't really have any rhyme or reason. And I think the daily one is actually shorter. So, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah. I usually run that a little better. Alright.
Uh-huh.
Not terrible. Not great either. So, yeah, that's... So for you Sabine fans, Yeah, you get another race with her. I'm not running it a second time on camera. Just because, one, I don't feel like doing all those flash warnings, but either way, yeah, Sabine's race. That's the last race for her in the event. She also gives you the final piece of her outfit, so you should now have, if you've done the whole quest line from start to beginning, or start to end, you'll now have all her pieces of clothing. Or mimics of her clothing, I should say. You just won't have the tack. Speaking of, next week we're supposed to get something still related to Sabine in some form or fashion. We still don't quite know what we're getting. However, whispers are at least the gear for what we're getting is in the files. I'm going to move over here. There we go. Moving over here. Okay, so the gear for mystery update next week, whether it be a horse or just the gear, but the gear has been found in the files, which, based on the name of the gear, it doesn't say Sabine on it, so it's not. It is Sabine encoded in a way, but it's also not. I am thinking we are going to get a magic horse that is Khan encoded. So basically, it's going to be the updated Parisian with some similar traits to Khan. So I'm expecting to see the horse to be a jet black or just a black horse, because it's a Parisian for one. No white whatsoever. Maybe red eyes. The horse may have red eyes, because Khan has those red eyes that you see. But yeah, no pupils. But I think the magic horse that they're going to supposedly release next week will have red eyes. That would be the non-magic coat form. If you've ever seen Khan after the update, of what he looks like when he's got his fiery traits going on, and I will post something up for that. Somebody did send me or showed me the concept art, or a concept, or just some sort of graphic for Khan, which I'm surprised it's not on the wiki, but you know, it is what it is. But he's not a flashy horse in his magic, not in a sense. From what I would describe is that he has an eternal fire, and you can see like some of his skeleton structure. Sort of. I wonder if they're going to do fire effects on this horse, though. If it is a magic horse, are they going to give us more fiery elements, not just to go with Khan, but go with the year of the fire horse? Because I feel like that's part of the reason why they're doing it, but also because this is the last year that Sabine's quest is in the game for the event. So, yeah. I wonder if that means they'll put Sabine's clothing in the one of the shops. Interesting. Oh, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Because we've had Sabine's quest in the game for, what, 4 years now? Let's see if I can find the clothing real quick. So I've got 3 copies of the helmet right here, and then I've got a copy... Where are you? Right here. So, about 4 years now. So we've had Sabine's quest in the event for 4 years. Since I've got the shoes now, let me go ahead and put these in here. And we've only had the boots available for 3 of those 4 years. Interesting. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the gear here. Ignore the rest of the stuff up here. I kept doubles of some event stuff, and these are not worth selling. I was hoping they would increase the price, but they didn't. So it's just a tiny little piggy bank right there. Like Sabine stuff is a tiny little piggy bank. But yeah, Sabine's quest for the event is no longer going to be in the game after this year. So I wonder if they'll keep the race in there though. That'd be interesting if they do. We'll see next year if Sabine's race here in Moorland stays next year, because it's not technically part of the quest, but it kind of is in a way. We'll see. Anyway, that is the end of the event this week. We still have one more update. I've chattered so much right now. But yeah, there isn't anything else. I could talk about some spoiler stuff, but I don't want to. I will say though that after this week coming, so after the let's see here, today is the 15th. So after the 22nd, we will have that week of the event left, and then we don't know what we're getting on the 29th. We'll get the roadmap like a day or two after the update on the 22nd, and we'll see what the next month is going to be, or the next few weeks. We do know that Marching Gas is going to be sometime after the 29th though, because they had in over the few weeks updated a little bit of things with the task. Not very much, not very big updates, but they have updated some things, and they are gearing up to release the second half of Marching Gas. But we also have the Barant coming next month, supposedly. Whispers on the wind is that the Barant is going to be released, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. I will look up the correct spelling. I could just say Barbant. I've seen some people spell it Barbant, but it's Brabant. Me trying to pronunciate horse names. Okay. I do okay with pronouncing the Stella Francais, even though I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that one too. So just don't try to get me to pronounce any German names, Italian horse names, Russian horse names, Scandinavian horse names. Don't anything that's not, even some English horse names I can't pronounce, and that's bad. But yeah. So, we are not going to be expecting too much next week. In fact, I believe, looking at the update, the coming next week, all they say is that it's the last week of the Equestrian Festival. There is something else going on next week. It's like a little quest with Ferdinand and a horse. So, that's all we know. But, yeah. I mean, this is an update. It starts off strong in the beginning of the event, and then it kind of dwindles down with how much content is added each week. So, that's what happens. Anyway, I'm just doing good trying to get this recorded and sent out before the next update. Okay, well, this has been Dream and Robin with... Okay, Emily, I know. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was my cat, Emily. Yes, what? Am I too loud? I'm surprised I heard her. I didn't even know she got up. Anyway, this has been Dream and Robin signing off. We will see you the next update. Bye-bye.